Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Hello, my name is Mike, and today's show is brought to you by our Amazon page. Please remember to shop at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. It's quite simply the best way to support this show. If you need it, Amazon has it, and you can get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon. Bookmark it, please.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
What happened?
The magic fan. The magic fan has transformed me to a younger, dark-bearded, good-looking man. The magic fan has turned me into something I am no longer. A fat 56-year-old man. I am now young and I run marathons. Look at me. No, that's my cousin Ben, everybody. Oh. Here I am.
It's like a before and after.
Yeah. I know. Look at that, huh? Absolutely. Here we are up in the wilds of Maine, and Ben is visiting from the West Coast, don't you know? Ben is a West Coaster, and he dropped in to see the fam this weekend, and it was family, and Ben wanted to come by and drop by the show. You may, those of you that bought tickets to the Reno show, our live show in Reno, may have met Ben. He was there at the Reno show, and we introduced him, and it was big fun, and a good time was had by all.
You know, it was fun when you did that alternate shot to trick everybody as we saw your oscillating fan. And
Yes.
now it's blowing wind on you, and it looks like a Beyonce video.
Yeah.
I see 2 or 3
Your
hairs
hair's
just wiggling in the breeze.
First of all, this is for people that are streaming, which is as we have said, is
bless
a
them.
minuscule amount of the audience, but we do cater to them too.
We
somewhat.
do.
But also, you know, probably although cooler temperatures. About 400% humidity up here today.
That's
rough. It's very soupy, and I guess it's soupy down where you guys are too, right?
110 heat index yesterday.
Yeah, I went out and played soccer my morning, Sunday soccer, and I got to tell you, I was wondering why everybody was just gassed and throwing water on their head, including me. I couldn't handle it. I think I played goal. I never played goalie. I played goalie for half the game because I just couldn't run anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
I got in my car and I said, "What the F is going on?" And I turned on TOP and they said, "It's going to be 115 degrees today." And I said, "Well,
Do you
this is why."
Do you own a televition?
Well,
because this is all they've been talking about for 5 days.
Mike.
They say, "Oh, Sunday, check on the elderly."
Wait, they should have checked on the podcaster because
By the way, for all those warnings that say
Yes.
check up on the elderly, I'm fine.
Yes, thank you, Mike. Good to know.
I sat in my car for 20 minutes just thinking about life and recovering from what just went down. And then I said, why didn't anybody say anything? And when you wake up, to answer your question, when you
Yes.
wake up at 7 a.m. to go to a game, the last thing you're doing is listening to the news. You're just going straight to the game.
You know, and I have to agree with him. When I went out to play soccer, I didn't listen to the radio. I put on my CD to get pumped up.
Did you do anything out of doors yesterday? Did you do anything?
Yeah, I stepped outside.
Do you ever do anything?
I stepped
outdoors?
outside and I said, "Carrie, come inside."
That was it.
Because
That
she's right now rebuilding a porch swing, which is just really, you know, a maximum reward when you pull furniture out of the trash and rebuild it and then try to sell it and then sit inside and say, "No one's bidding on the porch swing."
Did you try to sell it in your yard? Is that what you tried to do?
No, there's some, she does things on the internet.
Is it
but-
Estes?
No, Etsy is what you're thinking of. That's
I thought
crafts.
you were thinking it's Estes.
STDs?
STDs, that's another website. Julia is about to start an Etsy store.
Oh, really? What's she making?
She's doing little paintings of, like she did for Fall Out Boy.
Oh, okay.
But she's going to do rock and
Good
rollers.
for her.
It's very cool what she
Nice.
does. But, you know, our house, Mike, the front of our house faces due west. So in the morning, the sun comes to the rear of the house.
Yeah, right.
And this is quite literally the hottest day of the year.
Due
And
west would be a western exposure, would be something from a real estate standpoint that you would value. You would want to have a western to see beautiful sunsets. So I'm sure you sit on the porch with your wife on your back deck and enjoy the sunsets
Actually,
in a very romantic way.
The western exposure is great where I live, Mike, because we get a beautiful view of Coles. We can just...
Oh, I forgot. You live in suburbia, USA. Suburbia, Leesburg, Virginia, where there's been some Confederate flag controversy.
Oh yeah, they want the statue
right?
to come down in the at the courthouse.
How's that going? And I know that you've been you've been lobbying. And what are you doing with your hand underneath?
I'm
the
scratching.
console?
I got a mosquito bite.
Okay.
Sorry,
Are
buddy.
you wearing
Gross.
Are you wearing shorts and Birkenstocks today?
Mike, why do you even ask?
Okay, just checking.
Mike, are you breathing? Because
there you
know
go.
the answer is always yes.
So So what team is your team winning, or are the people that want the statue to be taken down winning?
I think that when you see the representation of, and Mike, I
And I
prefer
love
not
looking.
to take
I love
sides.
I make a funny joke and I look back at my cousin Ben.
gets the joke.
Normally I don't have that pleasure of doing that.
You've got a
it's just
studio
like,
audience. You do.
That's right. Right.
I prefer
So, like
not
for
to
example,
take-
I would say Rob has trouble reaching those mosquito bites.
Always good to see Ben. I prefer not to take a side on this one, but
Right.
it seemed like when I saw the people that were interviewed, it was the NAACP that were out there, and they had a rather large demonstration to remove the statue that honored the fallen in the Confederate side of the War of Northern Aggression. And then
The losers, as I like to call them. The
That's right.
losers, the gray uniform douche losers that wanted to keep slaves.
I hope-
the a-holes. I don't care how
I
many years
hope
it's been.
everyone caught the irony in how I phrased it.
Right.
Then across the way,
But incidentally, the only Confederate soldiers that I disrespect are the ones that were captured.
what do you prefer, Mike?
I don't like the ones that were captured,
What
Donald Trump.
Do you prefer the ones that weren't captured?
I don't. I like people that weren't captured. What a dope! It's happening. By the way, do I get a little credit for my predictions last week that it's going to get worse? That he will start to feel the heat. This may be the moment. I think he's capable of much more.
Implosion?
I think he's going to do this again and again and again. And somebody was on one of the networks last night. I think I was actually watching Fox, and they were talking about the fact that his level
As
of delusion.
usual.
No, but they weren't. They weren't. I said they went to a tease piece for Donald Trump on Fox, and I said to my wife, I said, okay, this is the moment that I'm watching right now. If they come back and they're handling him with kid gloves like they've done before, he's going to be hanging there. If they all attack, which they did, I said that bodes very ill for Donald Trump. And they were talking about his level of delusion. Somebody was saying that he should get a job as a therapist to help people with their self-esteem issues. He has, and this was brilliantly put, he has a delusional level of self-esteem. So I think that was kind of cool.
He did one of my favorite things this morning. I think he's the only big player in world affairs, and I hate saying that he is, that will do interviews on the Today Show on the phone. So they had a phoner with Donald Trump this morning, and all
He's
it was
such a
is him
douche.
yelling at Nat Lauer. I'll have it in the audio vault.
Oh, he was angry. He
Oh,
was
he's
really,
pissed.
and I've
Very
never.
pissed.
It was a wonderful exchange, but as far as the people,
I'm mad that they said my supporters were crazies.
yes,
That's why I'm mad.
Here's the thing about this whole heritage with the Confederate flag.
Okay,
all right?
back to that, yeah.
I've been there in Manassas when I saw these guys converge on Manassas City for whatever anniversary. Was it the 150th?
I think it was the 150th of Gettysburg.
Of Gettysburg, but this was, I think, Manassas, because they were all converging
Bull Run.
on.
Yeah, that's right.
This was
Forgive me, it
Bull
was Bull
Run.
Run.
This
Yeah.
is Bull Run. If they'd converged for Gettysburg, they would have been 2 hours south, and they wouldn't have been in the right place. So it wouldn't
Exactly.
have
Well,
worked for them.
maybe they just don't have a good sense of direction.
But
and
the
there
Confederate
was no
flag,
ways back then.
These reenactors came in, and the Confederate flag was all over their car,
Sure.
including with some stuff that really had nothing to do with pride or heritage, and had everything to do with some very nasty slogans. And I remember that because these people were actually scary that were in this, and so it's interesting that
They had some
Leesburg-
scary people on the counter protest.
Sure.
And the guy that they put on TV said, well, for the past 100 years, it hadn't bothered anybody. And I was thinking, well, that's sort of funny because if you take a step back, I don't know, 60 years, there were some things going on
Right.
that bother a lot of people now.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think the ultimate solution is I believe there is a Confederate graveyard in Leesburg, and I think they will probably move the statue there. I think that's probably the most reasonable solution anyone's proposed.
It's just the whole thing makes me laugh. It really does.
It
I
does.
think it's just I'm glad that people's eyes were open about this thing, and it makes me laugh when we even have this debate. There's so many other things. Have you seen the parades around the country where the guys will get the Confederate flags on their pickups and they'll go through the black neighborhoods?
Yep.
Yesterday it backfired on them when they were getting pelted with bottles. So it was,
That's the kind of action you don't see at the Macy's parade.
How do you explain that to your insurance guy? You're like, hey, look, I got to get these welts and these dents off the body of my car.
There's I think only 2 lines on the form, and it requires a lot of explanation. Was celebrating my heritage, driving through this neighborhood, and they threw bottles at me.
Yeah, I didn't ask for anything. I wasn't provoking anybody.
No.
I wasn't doing a damn thing. I just took this flag and put it on the bag, and that's what I. And I shouldn't even say there's the Southern accent because they've got them up here.
Yep.
You've seen them up here, right, Ben? They've got the flags are here's Southern heritage in the easternmost part of the United States. I mean, come on.
But you are in the southern part of eastern Maine, aren't you?
No,
Down south?
we are down
East.
East.
You're down east.
But if
it's
you took
down
the
east.
eastern part, you're in the southern part of it.
Ben, you spent more time in this state. You were raised in this state, so I have to ask you, down east, can you... I have no idea how to explain that. Can you explain that?
You guys must really celebrate Chinese New Year then.
Exactly.
Right?
Down east, yes, that's right. Down east, everybody.
I can't explain it.
You've got lobster dragons that go through the streets.
Dragons, that's right. Exactly right.
Do you hear my Asian music that I'm playing right there? Did you hear that?
It was light.
It was light.
Oh, I had the wrong one on.
Oh. Maybe that's why. Oh, there we go.
we
A
go.
little light.
Yeah, I know.
Little
I'm just,
light.
everything is really.
Ah, much better.
Love that. Carl Stalling,
I don't
Chinatown.
know what's the matter. I put something new into the audio chain and it got messed up. So can you explain down east? Are you capable of explaining?
I don't know if I can explain it. I mean, I grew up in southern Maine, which many people up here consider just a suburb of Boston.
Yeah,
So
they do. Portland, Maine is kind of a
I
suburb
don't have
of
the
Boston.
accent.
Yeah.
I grew up in the big city.
Right.
I think down east has something to do with Maine is a big state, and there's a big northern area, and
The North Woods.
the North Woods, and we are down on the coast, and we are furthest east.
And that's
So
why
that's-
you have
see?
daylight
I
at
just
4:30,
made that
right?
up. but exactly. I think it sounded good.
Hey, Ben, I have a quick question.
Please.
The O'Mara lineage, as far as
Yes.
the men, right? The
Yes.
O'Mara men?
The
It's a
proud
large
lineage.
lineage.
Yes.
Some of that large lineage was on my front porch yesterday.
Oh, there was a
yes.
yes.
What are those Russian dolls?
Nesting dolls.
Yeah. So if you were going to take a nesting doll,
I answered that way too quick.
and you're, so let's say you're the inner nesting doll, right? And then Mike goes above on top of you. And then who else would go on top of Mike? Or is Mike the top guy, the main nesting
Are
doll?
you talking physical size?
Size.
All right,
So
then
if they're putting the
let's
O'Mara men on
rephrase
top
it
of each other.
That,
Okay.
that doesn't make it so creepy because I just envision them wearing skin.
Okay.
Yeah.
There may, I'm gonna save Ben here and say there may be a three-way tie.
Year to year, you never know.
But there are three ponies in this. There are three ponies with the initials M, J, and T. Would you say that we vie
100%.
for the top spot?
Yeah,
all the time?
and I hope the T is listening because he needs a little,
That's his dad,
little
Teddy.
fire under the ass.
Because T might be taking the lead
Yeah,
this year.
T is pulled out in front this year. But
So what you're saying, Ben, if you were lining them up for a group picture, most of them would be in the back row.
yeah, yeah. I mean, look, I'm 6'2" and 225 pounds, and in no way am I the specimen of health. But when I come up here,
I ran
I
the Boston Marathon.
Yeah,
So,
barely.
that's
But
good.
I come up here, and it's like I'm a skinny little model, and I'm in most circles I'm the biggest guy in the group. But up here, I'm the anorexic young
You're the
nephew.
wave. You're the wave.
Yeah,
You're the wave.
exactly.
You're the Kate Moss of the O'Mara clan.
It's an incredible feeling. I go back to San Francisco and I'm grossly overweight, and when I'm back here, I'm the epitome of health.
That's a good time to start the show,
bet.
boys. Absolutely.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
I shall pass through this world but once. Any good, therefore, that I can do, or any kindness that I can show to any human being, let me do it now. Let me not defer or neglect it, for I shall not pass this way again.
Now, we're talking business. Let's talk business.
Yeah, let's talk business, mate. First of all, you're all done. The Coyote family don't even have that kind of muscle anymore. The Godfather is sick, right? You're getting chased out of New York by Barzini and the other families. What do you think is going on here? You think you can come to my hotel and take over? I talked to Barzini. I can make a deal with him and still keep my hotel.
Is that why you slap my brother around in public?
Oh, no, that was nothing, Mike. Now, Mo didn't mean nothing by that. Sure, he flies off the handle once in a while, but Mo and me were good friends, right, Mo, huh?
I got a business to run. I got to kick asses sometimes to make it run right. We had a little argument Freddie and I, so I had to straighten him out.
You straightened my brother out.
He was banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time. Players couldn't get a drink at the table. What's wrong with you?
I leave for New York tomorrow. Think about a price.
Do you know who I am? I'm Mo Green. I made my bones when you were going out with cheerleaders.
Wait a minute, Mo. Mo, I got an idea. Tom, you're the consigliere. Now, you can talk to the Don. You can explain.
Just a minute now. Don is semi-retired, and Mike is in charge of the family business now. Have anything to say, say it to Michael.
Mike, you don't come to Las Vegas and talk to a man like Mo Green like that.
Fredo, you're my older brother, and I love you. But don't ever take sides with anyone against the family again.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his office chair, here's Mike.
Coming to you live from the Cappy Pfeiffer studio in the heart of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. This is the Mike O'Mara Show on the air and online worldwide. We are a daily radio show and podcast, and we have the greatest listeners on the planet because they get it, and if you are here, you do too. Our show today brought to you by Touch of Modern. Remember the feeling of being a kid in a candy store surrounded by delicious treats? Do you remember that? I remember it from like last night. Each one looking better than the last. Now you can relive that childlike excitement with the newest products and stylings at touchofmodern.com. Touchofmodern.com. Go there right now. Touch of Modern connects directly with top designers for timeless and unique products. You can spend hours on this website and enjoy yourself with it. Each item is hand-selected to grab your attention, and they have unbelievable prices. Yes. We all love the site. Always cool. It's always changing. They bring new stuff in each and every day. Touch of Modern scours the globe for unique design-focused products to forge your style, jaw-dropping tech gadgets, sleek iPhone cases and accessories, new and vintage watches, sexy home decor, plus men's fashion and accessories that are sure to get you noticed. Touch of Modern has new sales. They launch every single day. It is the one website that will elevate your lifestyle with a single click. You'll love the stuff they have there. Check it out. Right now, this is for our listeners. You can get immediate access when you sign up at touchofmodern.com. That's touchofmodern.com. Do it today because tomorrow it'll be different. That's how life rolls in the fast lane. Touchofmodern.com. Well, I do want to welcome you to the Mike O'Mara Show. Whoa. Very, very interesting weekend as my son turned 2 years old yesterday. And I probably had more family members under one roof than I have for any birthday party for any of my kids. It was really, really something special. I had cousins. I had my sister. I had my brother-in-law. My 2 daughters had already gone back, and Elizabeth is on her way today to Scotland.
What? Whoa.
That's right. She's going to Scotland.
Wow. Very cool.
She's
Exciting.
going to Scotland to visit a friend.
A Scottish friend?
A Scottish friend.
Is this a laddie or a lassie?
This is a laddie. Oh, it's a laddie. I said, be careful and don't come back pregnant. I wanted to make sure everything was okay.
Just like in Taken before you dropped her off at the airport.
Yeah, that's right. Hello, how are you? I just want you to know I've got a set of skills, some very, very serious skills. I will find you and I will kill you. But anyway, we'll see what happens with that. Wish her luck with this trip.
Could you handle a son-in-law with a kilt?
Yeah, absolutely. I met him. I met the guy. Vetted him, and he's been thoroughly vetted. They are friends. They are not boyfriend-girlfriend. So she is going over to his. Don't give me that look, Spiewak. Don't do that. They are good friends.
I have never left the continent to visit a friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but your wife did.
I'll send you a bill for that setup.
Both Tony and Mike. Speaking of friends, Mike, could you shut off your friend the fan because we are getting some background noise?
Well, that was going to be the new name of our network. It was the Mike O'Mara Show, the fan.
Yeah, we turned it off now.
Thank you.
Everything's wacky. I am used to doing the show solo, and so I jerry-rigged some amps and stuff, and I hope that didn't screw up the show.
Well, you
that
sound great.
Better
You sound
now,
great. You sound absolutely great.
fan was like blowing directly into the microphone up here, so my sincere apologies.
No
for
worries,
that.
we're good to go.
Before
Do
we
a
get
show
back
from
to-
a bedroom. What can I tell you? What?
Can I issue a quick apology?
Yes, go right ahead.
We
Yes.
opened the show
for everything
with,
this weekend.
That's right. We opened the show with Alex Rocco, who you know as Mo Green.
Mo Green, and that's because he died.
That's right. But at a recent outing with some friends on Thursday night, we were discussing him because he also played Joe's dad on The Facts of Life.
Okay.
And
All right.
so on Thursday, we were discussing Alex Rocco. I brought him up by name, and he died this weekend. So I'm sorry, folks. This one's on me.
Man.
Now,
I
Alex
killed Mo
Rocco, who was an Italian American,
Right.
and he in The Godfather, which was the definitive movie about the mafia.
Right.
Alex Rocco, an obvious Italian guy, played a Jewish guy,
Exactly.
Mo Green,
Mhm.
and really was one of an incredible cameo, and in a movie that was
So
filled with
memorable, though.
amazing cameos. But Mo Green. You know, when you talk about camera time and the amount of time that he was actually in that movie, he made an incredible impression. And then, of course, he got whacked with probably the most graphic whack job that you saw in The Godfather, shot right in the eye on the massage table. Pretty nasty stuff.
I think
baby.
one of the reasons it was so memorable is not often do small characters in movies get to yell their own name. And I think
Right,
that's
yeah,
why
exactly.
I'm Mo Green.
I'm Mo Green, Mike. There you are, Mo Green. That's who I am. But it was really, I'm glad you played that clip because you know what? Everybody that loves The Godfather knows that character
Of
in
course.
The Godfather.
Mhm.
And, he did some other stuff as well, but nothing that got him noticed like that Godfather appearance.
Yeah, he was great, and it's a great movie. And that's a tough thing to do to
Yes.
put in Godfather clips into YouTube because that's 5 hours gone right there as you're
Absolutely.
watching everything. It's so great.
An interesting weekend up here for me in I've talked about the fact that coming up here to Maine is coming home for me, and it is a brand new experience, and it is something that I'm gathering knowledge every single day. I'm getting acclimated to it every day, and it is. It's just something else. There was a memorial for a dear friend of my father's over the weekend, a man named Oliver Crosby, who passed away at the age of 94, 95. Last year they had his memorial. And up here, and I know Ben will back me up on this, up here, man, history means something. And, they had a chapel up here that was as crowded. I don't think you'll see somebody that age get this kind of turnout in this, isolated an area. It was absolutely incredible and just a trip down memory lane. And then, that was counterbalanced with the birthday party for my son, 2 years old. And it was just, I was sitting there last night and just said, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I am tired.
I pulled a song for you, Mike, as a matter of fact. I think.
Oh, yeah. Between memorials and birthdays. Yeah, turn that up a little bit, Rob. Thank you.
I've had my fill of love.
Yeah, I'm tired of all the family.
From below and above.
Yes, absolutely. Want to see my dinghy bruise?
Oh, no. Oh.
Wow, I am so
Look at
glad
my dinghy
that,
bruise. That's
that
my
it's
dinghy bruise.
on your arm, and that
Yeah.
dinghy determines how you got the bruise, not where it is.
Oh, there was a dinghy bruise on my Schwanstucker. That would be very, very difficult.
Did you get the smash cake?
The smash cake, he's 2. It's not no longer. Smash cake is for a 1-year-old because we put his little cupcake down in front of him, and he took his little fork. And he was just taking little bitty bites of frosting. There was not the same
cool.
smash cake thing that we
That's
had. It was special. But let me see if I'm counting the family members. We had my cousin Teddy, my cousin John, my cousin Billy, my cousin Ellen, and my sister. And five of the
That's
originals,
5, yeah.
the original owners, and myself, and almost a full complement. And it was great. It was really, really cool. But between putting together the overpriced and elaborate toy that Carla decided to purchase my son all day on Saturday, I was wiped out. The thing about it,
Can you tell us what the toy was?
the toy was an electric tractor. And the electric tractor with a pedal on it and a battery that really goes. And, they say, and I see the letter, I see the number on the package, 3. That's the age. 3 to 7. That is what this is, 3. And I'm putting the thing together I thought it would just be come in a big package. I plug a couple of things together.
Wheel, battery, your go.
Yeah.
I'm done. No, this was
Maybe she was allowing for the amount of time it was going to take you to put it together when she bought it for a 3-year-old.
Well, I will tell you that what it was every bit of 2 hours on Saturday that I took to put this John Deere tractor, very expensive gift in my opinion, for a 2-year-old. Something that I'm not a big believer on that. Look, I'm not a big believer of the massive items for kids that are because they're not going to last long. Then they're going to be at a yard sale somewhere.
True.
But this one may last, because all the kids, there were many more older kids Ben's stepsons, brothers were down there.
Stepsons.
Cade is how old, Ben?
Half brothers, 8.
All right, he's 8 years old.
Cade's a cool kid. I like him. Yeah.
And he was able to ride on it. So I think Michael's going to get a lot of use.
We met your half brothers. They're so cool, full of energy.
Yes,
full of energy.
That
cool.
is one way to describe them. Yeah.
They are full. They were there, and because Michael really didn't understand the concept of the John Deere tractor. So we'll tell you all about that. I got lots going on, and I'm tired. I swear to God. We'll take a break. Come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Do you ever find yourself hitting refresh on your feed, waiting for the next episode of TMOS? Do you dream of a day when Carla stops thinking about Rob's bag and starts thinking about yours? You may have been stricken with a condition known as Oh American Psycho. Symptoms of Oh American Psycho may include involuntarily shouting, boom, bam, constantly making references to black and white movies and dead celebrities. Well, now there's a cure. Listen to Omericast. Omericast is proven to reduce symptoms of American Psycho, and now you can be on it. Get it out of your system before you do something foolish like jumping in a random Uber with Oscar or showing up at Mike's house in Florida or Maine. Omericast. Don't just look at it, eat it, or listen every Monday.
Wow. Who did that?
That's
was
Courtney
interesting.
Calkins, who is the P1 that is...
What? That's a real name? Courtney Calkins?
Yeah, and it sounds very, very...
Sounds like a
quaint,
porno
doesn't
name.
it? Yeah. But he was Marcus's guest this week on Omericast.
Fantastic. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Homelight. You know, buying and selling a home is probably the biggest decision that you will make in your lifetime. You need to do it with the best realtor. A lot of people that go out there and want to grab a realtor, they base it on a friend, somebody that's a member of the coffee clatch that, they sit down and they party with. No, you got to use techniques that real business people use. That's why you need Homelight. Homelight is the best way to find a perfect real estate agent, one of the best ever. They use technology to analyze home sales data, and they use client reviews, and they find the best agent for you. Here's what I love about Homelight. All the people at Homelight are all top 5 producers, 5% producers, and they're proven to sell faster for up to a 9% higher selling price. They have already helped thousands of folks in D.C. and all over the USA buy and sell their homes. Be like a business person when you are doing a business transaction. Use Homelight and get the best possible realtor. And best of all, Homelight absolutely free for our listeners, and you get $200 gift card when you buy or sell a home with Homelight. Visit homelight.com today. That's HOMELIGHT.com. Click the microphone in the right-hand corner and enter the promo code TMOS to contact your perfect agent through the Homelight website. Or here's the number to call, 844-321-AGENT, and tell them that Mike O'Mara sent you. Homelight.com, the best way to find a real estate agent, and we thank you. We are back here on the Mike O'Mara Show for Monday, July 20th. I'm here with Cousin Ben, who many of you from Reno remember, because I believe Cousin Ben was cutting a rather wide swath in Reno, had a very good time. And speaking of good times, Cousin Ben and Cousin Matt, two of the, as I said, how many? We got a lot of men in this family. There are a lot of, there are a lot of men. They're all, all the little ones have grown up now, and so Matt and Ben decide that they are going to take a little hike over in the national park, and then they're going to meet my cousin Billy and I over in Bar Harbor.
Oh, that's great.
And what I didn't realize is that we got over there probably about 7:15, and Cousin Matt and Cousin Ben were there at about 4:45 waiting. And, of course, what do the O'Mara men do when there's time to kill in a bar-rich environment?
Yeah, and the library was closed.
The library was closed.
The library was closed.
Yes.
We could only spend so much time at Ben and Bill's.
Yes, Ben and Bill's is the ice cream place.
Oh, yeah, the lobster ice cream, I remember.
That's right, lobster ice cream. But
the important O'Mara stops, the ice cream place, and then straight to the bar.
It's called the Triad, isn't it? Library, ice cream bar.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it was, and the thing that this is why I love this kid right here, because he comes up to me and says, Uncle Mike, we just found a place that served on tap Smiling Irish Bastard beer.
Nice.
Nice.
Big win.
Now you were a tad overserved when you arrived, and
we were dehydrated. We were dehydrated.
And when you work out and then drink, it really gets you much faster.
It does.
Exactly. Yeah. And in all honesty, we made the mistake of bringing water with us on this hike. So, in again O'Mara fashion, we went straight to the bar and took care of two birds with one stone. We hydrated and set ourselves up for quite the evening.
It was, in fairness to Ben, his buddy Matt was probably a little more overserved. He's a little smaller in stature than you are, just a little bit, but he was. Has a good time at your house. So what happened? I had been saying for the better part of a week that I had a gift certificate. And I had this gift certificate. Once again, our dear friend Cappy Pfeiffer was really, really sweet and gave me a wonderful gift certificate for my my birthday. And I said, I got a gift certificate for Bar Harbor. I got a gift certificate. I'm telling everybody. I tell my brother-in-law Paul, I got a gift certificate for Bar Harbor. I'm telling these guys, I'm saying, I got a gift certificate. Let's go to this place. I got a gift certificate. And I'm going on and on about it. Now, normally I don't make a big deal about it, but I had a gift certificate.
Sure.
And I figured, let's go use the gift certificate. And I get into the joint, and my cousin Billy and I are sitting at the bar, and then later we are joined by drunk Ben and drunk Matt, and they come rolling in. And so about this time I realized I got all three of these guys here, and it's going to be my treat. And I was told that with this gift certificate you can either print it out or you can use the Oscar Santana modern technology and show it to them on your phone.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now, I've owned a restaurant, and I will tell you that when you okay, go get it. Go get it. Just want to get it out of the way. I just want to get it out of the way.
If you own a failing restaurant, contact us at foodnetwork.com.
Thank you very much.
We don't accept your certificate.
Very good. Okay, thank you. So anyway, I know the game of the gift certificate. The gift certificate, they have some amazing statistics about the gift certificates that are unused.
Right.
They're purchased by somebody and then they just don't get used. So a lot of these gift certificates where you go into a joint, they're just clueless about it. They don't know what's going on.
It's the same gimmick that the post office has with stamp collectors. When they sell stamps for collecting, they have sold 44 cents of service that'll never be used. And so they're counting on that. It's pure profit.
But the thing is, I call Cappy the queen of the gift certificate because she gave me a great one in Florida, and I used it, and I plan to use this one because it's just good luck with her, and she's very, very generous and very sweet, and so I just sounded like Trump. She's very generous, very sweet. And she's never been captured. But anyway, so I go in. And about the time that Ben and Matt arrive, I take out my smartphone and I call the bartender over to show him my gift certificate.
Right.
And he looks at it. This is just for our Ustreamers, the way everybody that works in a restaurant always looks at a gift certificate. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. And I'm really in a great mood because it's Friday night. I got these it's men. We are men drinking beer. No women around. Men. And I'm happy. But I show this, and so I'm really not thinking it's that big a deal. And he says, "Okay, can I take a look at that?" And so begins the dance of the gift certificate.
Oh, and you know what's even
all,
worse is that to look at it, you have to hand him your phone.
I have to hand him my phone.
Oh,
He's got to take it to the more intelligent employees that are going to review the manager, whoever can make the call. Then I hear something about the fact he's going to call the owner, right? He's going to call the owner. And he started the dance. I have to point out that I am more than capable of paying for a round of drinks in this joint.
Right.
And I just said, if I don't have to. And he looks at me and said, I've never seen that. I don't know what that is, and I kind of look back
at
it.
It's an iPhone.
Well, I'm really glad you've never seen that, but it says it's your joint right on the place, and it's on you.
How
is
old
it
would
not?
you say,
I mean, that's
can
my
you
attitude
describe
right away.
the demographics of the bartender? Is he an older guy, younger guy? What's his deal?
He's my age.
Yeah,
okay,
young guy.
Young guy.
Yeah,
18. So anyway, how old are you now, Ben?
I am 31.
Young guy, then. Young guy.
That makes me feel. No, that makes me really see. When I hear that, that makes me just like I should get a walker.
Don't worry, Mike. We're going to let you sit in the sun today.
And eat cake.
Just a few bites.
And eat cake. So, so he looks at it, and it's obviously a challenge to this guy, and because of this, I'm in a good mood, but I'm also blowing past all the little moments of embarrassment that he's doing by making such a show of this.
Okay.
Where I really almost would prefer we don't accept it or something. Instead, he's like, I don't know what that is. And at one point, there was an exchange where I said, would it have worked better if I just printed it out as opposed to having it on the phone? He said, you can do that if you want.
Dick.
That's really what he said to me. And, but I'm not
Wow.
getting any satisfaction out of this. And so now, this is where the story gets a little confusing here. According to my cousin Billy, and Ben, I'm not sure if this... At one point, did I make a comment where they just don't have their shit, their stuff together? Did I say that? Because I very well could have. I don't.
I mean, as you pointed out, things were a little hazy for me at that point in time. You may have said it to us, but in a very joking manner.
I was keeping it extreme, at least
Keeping it
my
light.
kind of lighthearted.
Yeah.
All right, but now so I'm keeping it light with this guy, and he came by at one point. And I said, how's it going? He says, just somebody, we're calling the owner or something. I said, well, I just want to find out if I get approved for my mortgage. And I thought that was funny. I thought that was kind of funny. And he's going back and forth, and it just, nothing's happening. But I also, we were going on with our conversation, and all that was going on. And then this is a fact that I don't dispute. He got a little pissy, right?
Oh, yeah.
He seemed to get
bartender.
pissy with yours.
He was
truly.
frazzled.
Yeah.
He was frazzled. I think the timing probably on a busy Friday night had gotten him, and I'm just going on. And at a certain point, he turns around and he says, "You know what?" I said, "We'll just get the check. We'll just get the check. Don't worry about it." And he turns around, right? He pivots.
It just came. Moments come.
Oh, good.
In and out.
Yeah.
It
Tell me,
just
because
came.
I don't remember exactly what happened.
You said we will pay for it, and we'll come back when you get your
S together. That's it. Yes. So I did piss
but
him off.
in a playful way.
No,
I
but
mean,
yeah,
we
I
all
said-
knew
yeah.
it was very joking, and this
Well,
guy
it was
just
the
wasn't
truth,
having
At least
it.
though.
that's how
I mean,
Ben is
I have
remembering it now.
Yeah.
I have a gift certificate. I said, we'll pay the check now. I said, I'll pay. Don't worry about it. We'll come back when you get your S together. And and it was something. There's no way you make that sound nice. There's no way you make that sound nice.
Well, especially with Matt and I behind you, 3 sheets to the wind, cackling in the guy's face.
Yeah. I'm playing it through, Mike. I don't think there is a way to save that one.
Did I really say that? I thought I said it under my breath. I thought I said it to you guys.
You probably did.
I think I said, we'll just get the check. We'll come back when they get their shit together.
Again?
That's what I said. I'm sorry. I said it again. Sorry, Pony.
It's all good.
That's right.
So,
how about that's one S for I and the other S for tunes? But anyway.
see, that works.
Okay, pal. But anyway, so I said that, and the guy turns around. He says, you know what? These are on me. You come back when we get our S together. And that was it. And it was at that moment that maybe my cousin Billy said, I don't think he liked you. And I walked down. I said, I didn't think it was that big a deal. I said, I was keeping it light. It wasn't a real altercation, but it seems to be something and that's when I discovered how things work up here in Hancock, Maine, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Because the next day I go to this little memorial service, and my brother-in-law walks up to me and out of the blue says, so, heard there was some trouble.
What?
And I swear to God, heard there was some trouble. This is how far away this was from my mind. I literally did not think of this. I didn't know what he was talking about.
You couldn't connect the two?
No. I said, what are you talking about? He said, come on. I said, no. I said, no. I see Ben 5 minutes after that. I said, what's this going? Ben, you told me that like 17 people came up to you and said, yeah, I heard there was some trouble over in,
News up here travels faster
It's
than on
incredible.
Twitter.
Yeah, but you're an hour away. You're
know.
almost 45 minutes away on like a good day, no traffic, no drama,
Right,
getting
right.
to Bar Harbor, right?
Yeah.
That's like 40 minutes being nice. How does 40 minutes across
We went
a
by
harbor?
boat.
By boat. Okay, so
Yeah,
you're
by
20
boat.
minutes. To say you're 20 minutes, right? 15 minutes.
Yeah, because my cousin Billy has a boat.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we went by boat, and
How
he's
do
very
they
nautical.
still find out? I feel like there has to. Is there an email that goes out to everybody?
This is one word.
This, this was also the next day.
This
was
is
the
the
next
next day.
morning.
Okay.
But I'll
Okay.
tell you how the news travels. His name is Billy.
Oh.
That is how the news travels. I don't know, and it could have been Billy with my brother-in-law, with my sister, with the family. But all I know is suddenly I've committed some sort of crime over in Bar Harbor, and
But it doesn't
and we
seem
went
to
on
me.
to the next joint and sat down, and they had a nice meal, and everything was fine. And we talked about it. I didn't think, but I mean, I was planning to go back to this place. Now I'm terrified to go back in there. I might get stabbed to death. Or
You know,
something.
Mike, the thing about the story that doesn't hold water is that I don't see Kathy as the kind of person that would spread a story that made you look bad.
It would never happen in a million years. But the gleam in my brother-in-law's eyes, heard there was some trouble.
That's so
No.
great.
I went into a restaurant where they didn't honor a legitimate gift certificate I had.
They
and
didn't
I-
have their
I
shit
said-
together.
They didn't have it. There you go. Kind of like our show with iTunes. Anyway, we'll take a break, and we will come back with more fun and more thrills. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. Thanks for backing me up on that Billy thing, Ben. All right. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Listen up, small business owners. You're going to want to hear this one. I have to slap myself because I have not gotten my new ones yet because I'm trying to do the greatest design I have ever done at Vistaprint for my brand new business cards, and I think you're going to love them. They're going to have a it's going to be designed just like a gift certificate. I'm sorry. Rob, you're holding up a business card. What are you showing?
Every day at Oscar.
Please
he's got
don't tell
the
me it's
coolest-
if it's Oscars, get a new one for God's sake. You've held that up 3 days in a row for the love of God. My God, is it?
trying to
Where's
keep it
yours?
interesting for the view.
Where's yours?
He has his.
I have mine. I have two.
Let me
that I
see
carry
yours.
with me.
Yeah,
All right,
it's his
let me see yours.
He's obsessed with mine because of the upgraded stock.
But I have
All
this
right.
one. This is a beautiful two-sided one that features more broadcasting.
It's lovely.
And then for people that I'm a little closer to, want to give my home
Oh.
information to, there's my face.
Well, you just gave it to everyone.
And then
fantastic.
on the back is the Mike O'Mara Show logo. Yes, I'll be holding a kegger at my house, so everybody come by.
You know who has that last one? Josh Murphy's girlfriend. Welcome. I want to welcome everybody into the Vistaprint family. Vistaprint.com. You can get 500 business cards, $9.99 when you enter promo code TMOS at checkout. That's $9.99 for 500 business cards. The best deal out there. It's so easy to make great-looking cards. Pick from tons of industry-specific designs. Add your info, and you're done. We've all made cards at Vistaprint, and they always turn out great. If you want to go all out, upgrade to their signature stock, add a fancy finish, or even raise print. And remember, Vistaprint has everything you need to market your business, whether it's flyers, banners, or custom apparel. Think Vistaprint, and all of it is 100% guaranteed. If you're not happy, Vistaprint will make it right. 500 business cards on sale, $9.99. Never a better time to professionally promote your business. All right, I want to button up one last thing with this little trip to Bar Harbor because this is funny.
Hey, Mike, I understand there was some trouble.
Let me tell you, my cousin Billy is kind of the guy I go to for all things nautical because he is so knowledgeable. He just knows the water. He's been up here all his life. He knows everything about boats. He's sailed on the ocean blue. I mean, I'm talking about on the open ocean. He knows what he's doing. So he was really, really nice to drop Ben and Matt off, and then we went over to pick them up and bring them across, and in the middle of the night, which is kind of very, for me, I'm just like, don't hurt me. I'm a wimp when it comes to stuff like that.
Sure.
But with Cousin Billy, it's fine because he knows exactly what he's doing, and it's very, very cool. But because he knows what he's doing, there's a checklist you go through because he takes it seriously.
Sure.
That he's going to have 3 other human beings on his boat, and he has a checklist, especially when you're going to be crossing open water at night.
Sure.
You want to know what you're doing. Not a lot of people do it. He does it because he knows what he's doing. So we go down to the boat, and it would be in order of, I'm feeling very relaxed. Ben is feeling quite a bit buzzed.
Yes.
And Matt is kind of staggering down the dock a little bit, you know. So but
does Matt require any help? Is he to that
he is
point?
not. He is not at that stage.
Good.
He is not at that stage. Nor he, and you know, he's got the O'Mara genes. Okay,
All right.
so I mean, he's okay with that.
Okay,
but I come down and I realize I am no help to my cousin whatsoever because I jump on the boat and I'm kind of just standing there going. Meanwhile, Ben and Matt take the dock lines and immediately start to undo them. And before anything could happen, these guys are. You're at the stern of the boat, right?
I was at the stern.
You're at the stern.
Yep.
Matt was at the bow.
Mm-hmm. And we had gotten very specific. I do remember this as we're walking down to not touch the boat, just get in and sit down. Uncle B has to go through all of his checklists.
Got to go through it because he's safe, and it's and I admire that, and that's the way it should be. And you guys,
we became dock help.
You guys were dock hands, and this is a combination of my fault for probably just jumping on board, but you know, I don't want to fall in the water. And then these
was
guys
it really a jump?
No.
Okay,
No,
just
you
checking.
we kind of jump down to the boat.
Yeah,
it's a
down,
little
hop
boat.
down.
It's not a big boat. It's
Right.
a little center console boat. And so one of the guys, you know, it's nautical up here. It's what we do. We're on the water. That's the way it goes.
Yes.
So immediately the two guys just cast the boat off, and Billy is still in the stern of the boat, like going over.
Oh,
his
no.
And I look. I said, Billy, we're floating, and there we were floating out in the middle of the
Because the
of
two
the
young
harbor.
youngsters are ready for their next O'Mara adventure.
Just to defend myself a little bit here,
Okay.
not throw my cousin under the bus. But
Okay, I know you don't want to do that.
I untied the boat, but I was still holding on to it.
Right.
Matt pushed the boat out, and I found myself dangerously close to being left on the dock. So
You got, when
I
the
had
boat
to
starts
dive into the boat.
It starts to float away.
Sure.
The bow of the boat floats away. Ben's got a choice to make. Do I, wave at them as they're going back, or I've seen. Look, this is where problems happen in pleasure boating. Okay,
Yes.
When you're at the dock, that's when a lot of stuff. Everybody's seen the little thing where the boat goes away from the dock and your legs begin to spread, and suddenly you're like, oh my god, I have no choice but to go in the drink. It's just, it's very. It was a little. There was nothing scary. Yes.
Yeah, and how did, if you were so specific on the approach to the boat as to the fact you weren't going to do anything, what turned it to the fact that you were going to do lots of things?
Matt
turned it?
Yeah,
right.
we just wanted to help out. We appreciated our two
It was
uncles
a
coming
great
and picking
gesture,
us up,
yeah.
and we wanted to feel like we were helping out a little bit.
Now, in his defense, I'll say this. When my father takes me out on his boat, there is no feeling more useless than sitting there and watching other people do things when you don't know how to help, especially on a boat, because there's a lot of things going on. So probably just being
every one
a
of these,
good guy.
everybody on that boat knows the water. Everybody knows how to tie a boat up, how to cast a boat off. Everybody knows that. We've all been raised on the water up here. But the thing is, can you hear?
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I was just gonna say, Rob, you actually nailed it. We did have a place to get to, so we were in all honesty, we were meeting a friend back on the homeland for a few more. So. I can't say that wasn't motivation to get us off that dock.
Nice.
But this is also, I have to say that my cousin Bill, being the responsible one, who said, "Listen, if you guys want to go have another beer, I'll go down to the dock." And what he really wanted to do is he wanted to prepare the boat and get everything ready so that we'd have a smooth crossing. And that's the moment where the 56-year-old suddenly decides that he's going to shave 16 years off his life and 26 years off his life. And I'm just going, yeah, let's go. And I had to weigh that. And suddenly I had my wits about me. I said, no, we'll continue to go. And we'll continue to head down to the boat.
Okay,
so it ended up. Everybody was safe. Everything was okay. But, you pay attention to these type of things. And then, of course, the next day, everybody's saying, trouble. What happened?
How far was the run and dive into the boat?
I mean, at the time, it felt like I leapt over the Grand Canyon. It was probably a foot and a half.
Still
2
dicey,
feet.
very dicey.
Yeah.
Sure.
I always, at night when we're going like at 20 miles per hour, and it just seems really super fast when you're on a boat at night, it's blackout. And I always have this feeling of, I'll lean over, and even though it's impossible, I imagine that there would be this kind of tripwire going across somewhere, and I would be beheaded.
Yeah, it's like it's the end of the Great Escape for you. You're Steve McQueen on on a motorcycle. Now, I've never been boating at night. Are there lights on the boat, or do you let your eyes adjust? How does that whole play out?
You do both. It's a combination of both. He has a nav unit that is kind of bright, and that actually cuts down your visibility for what's in front of you.
Right.
And it's just, you got to know what you're doing. I mean,
unless they're running yayo, then you got to keep the lights low.
Sure.
And then use the lights that you see, like in Miami Vice, low green lights. You know, so you don't attract
also,
too much attention,
then,
right?
And then you might have to stop and see Ben Gardner's boat and see if he had actually got the shark, and Mike has to put on his cage and go underneath.
Farewell and adieu, you fair Spanish ladies. Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain. But it was, all in all, it was a good time. A good time was had by all. But I realized that I have to be on my best behavior.
Well,
I now
there are
have
no
to have
secrets. You don't have the anonymity of
it's not the tree of
city.
trust.
I'm not 25 anymore, and I have to. And Ben and Matt get the same thing, right? How many people came up to you guys the next day and knew that you were,
That was the first thing. Every single person we saw. The next morning, there was a little community fundraiser down at the dock. And Matt and I showed up at noon, and of course, everyone's comments like, "You guys just waking up," and you guys are quite the night.
It's tiny. It's a tiny.
I bet
little
you need
community.
some red hot dogs today.
Exactly.
Red snappers. You remember those?
Very good call.
You remember the red snappers?
Yeah.
And,
Bag of
and
chips.
by the way, and that is not a derogatory comment about a red-haired lady. Okay, please just understand that it's not the way that happens. But you know that better. You spent more time actually up here in the last 20 years than I have, so you're aware of that. That you kind of you have to be aware of.
News
the way
travels quick through our family.
Yeah, and when you come up here, you guys know what it is. It's like everybody's around.
And also, there's it's beautiful and it's wonderful, but there are less distractions than there are in the big city. Exactly. And I would think one of the greatest hobbies is probably talking about the other guys. And that's the way the news travels. Yeah.
But I'm happy, and I'm just acclimating to it. But I'm happy that it's the fam, and everything's great. And then we have the big birthday party yesterday. And look, everybody knows that Carla has become my nutritionist up here. Everybody knows this. All right. We've discussed the O'Mara body. I feel so warm when I've got my cousin John and my cousin Teddy with me. It just makes me feel all fuzzy inside. And I say, it is genetics. It is genetics. It is genetics.
You can point and tell Carla, look, I've been telling you, it doesn't matter.
They all have CPAP machines. It's not just me.
And you know what? I supported him by going up there, and I was hanging around, and I was there the night before the Boston Marathon. But by the way, Ben, thanks for running the marathon.
Yeah.
Jeez, talking about making us all collectively look like total crap. It's just like, can I have another donut, please? You ran and really, your time. I noticed your time, and I think you remember this when you ran the Boston Marathon. You improved your time. With every what were the checkpoints, like 10 miles? Is that what it was? Or you just improved?
5 miles.
What was it?
Every 5 miles.
Every 5 miles, his time
Your
would
pace
get faster.
went faster.
His pace went faster.
God.
I set the bar very, very low, and I went out of the gates very slow. So,
but it was great.
Still cool.
Mike, I check in every 5 miles too. I've had 2 check-ins this year.
Ben, let me ask you this before we move on to the birthday party here. What's the greatest thing about being an O'Mara?
There's so many to list.
Can you lean into the camera so that people can see you? There you go.
Is it being white?
Is it being white? Is it being white? Oh my God.
Is it just when you think
it's our appetite for life and all that is around us?
Passion.
There you go. There it is. There it is. That's wonderful.
I respect that.
That's my
there
guy.
It is.
Does it have to do with the fact that just when you think the name might die out, an older man might have another child and save it?
Proving we've got an impressive group. I keep telling my girlfriend I've got another 25 years before I have to worry about kids. So.
Nice.
That is good.
Oh,
solid.
Yay, fantastic. Yeah. But the one difference between Ben and everybody else, including my immediate family, Ben and I have kind of an understanding where we kind of we talk very honestly about our feelings and about family and all that, and we come from kind of a similar point of view. And it's always nice to see him, and I was delighted that he was here this weekend. And as far as I was concerned, it made for an interesting story. But the only reason I talked about these two guys going out and getting a little S-face is because everybody was talking about me being the a-hole in the bar about the gift certificate. There you go.
Yeah, well, I understood you had a little trouble.
But he understands that, being in O'Mara too, that we liberally throw each other under the bus at all times in all circumstances. That's the way. That's the way we do
fair.
this.
Why
so
not?
my nutritionist decides that she is going to have a pizza party. And we ordered 9 pizzas from the local Finelli's up here in
Now, how
Ellsworth,
close
Maine.
is Finelli's? Because I don't remember a lot
3
of
hours away, Rob.
a lot of pizza joints on the way to your place. So
There are not a lot of, but you know, there is pizza. There's pizza everywhere.
Sure.
But the way I understand it is, we actually had a delivery service where they just work on tips, but they're not associated with the pizza place, so it's a separate business. And you pay for your pizzas, and then you tip the driver that came out. So even though it was a little convoluted, we were able to get pizzas delivered, and we had pizza. It was a classic children's birthday party where we had pizza and ice cream for the little guy, and he was very happy because he was surrounded by other kids and did not pitch a fit, and everything was wonderful, and so he's.
what was the timing of the party? Because I know
and thank you guys for your gifts. I know you both. He hasn't opened his presents yet. There was so much stimulation yesterday, and everybody was so generous that we're not going to.
You got to stagger them out.
Yeah, we're not going to lay that on a 2-year-old.
Throughout the summer, you got to just because you introduce new things.
Or Mike just distract him, and Christmas is taken care of.
You know, you might be right about that. That could be a solution as well. It's fantastic, but yeah, he's just a great little guy, and even with all the stimulation of yesterday, he went to sleep easily last night, and he was up in a great mood this morning, and everything is going well. So it was a very happy birthday party.
Do you? It's interesting because he doesn't get a chance to play with a lot of kids. So when he's around
not in Florida,
so when he's around with kids, it's probably just a different world for him, right?
It's a different world for me. Because I see all the little guys around there, and he's got his little John Deere tractor that he doesn't know how to ride yet. He doesn't know how to drive it, so I let the older kids haul him around in a little basket that's the trailer.
Oh, the trailer.
And then,
that's cool.
Yeah,
That's
and we got.
safe.
I'll post pictures about it. It's well, it is safe. It's not going that fast. It's got a dead man switch on it too, where it's got 2 speeds. So 2 forward speeds, and then a little red parental control that I screwed on the thing so that it can't go super ultra fast.
Good man.
Because without the parental control, it goes 40 miles an hour.
Amazing.
Yeah, 40 miles an hour, and it's completely street legal too. Can actually burn rubber with the thing, and he's zipping out there doing that. But you know, by the end of the day, even with him being in a great mood and having family around, you know, I'm done. I am completely and utterly spent, and I retired to. I got permission to just call it a day and watched. You know how tired I was? I actually watched a Tom Cruise movie on cable.
Really?
That's how tired I was.
Which one?
The one with Emily Blunt in it.
Oh, nice.
And incidentally, Emily Blunt, who's never really been known as a leading lady type, she played in a few supporting roles, but she got herself a little buffy.
I never thought she was super attractive until I saw her in this movie.
What is
Wasn't
this movie
it?
called?
I felt the exact same way. Can
Edge
somebody
of-
look
Edge
up
of
the
Tomorrow.
movie?
I'm sorry.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah. So,
Okay.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow. But I
Yes.
wanted to figure out because this is how different she looks, Rob.
Right.
Mike mentioned the Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
But
She's schlubby in the Devil Wears Prada.
exactly.
But she's thin. But
I
she's
forgot
not.
she was the secretary because when I was like, that's the same girl in Edge of Tomorrow.
Total transformation, right?
And Oscar, you know the scene I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's the scene where he sees her in the little practice range, and she's doing, I don't know what the term is for this particular exercise, but
Twerking.
she's supporting her body. What is it?
She's not twerking. She's not twerking.
She's not twerking, honey.
She's doing yoga, some sort of yoga meditation.
Right.
She's got her body elevated off the ground, and she's supporting herself with these incredible arms. And suddenly, you know, in the blink of an eye, she goes from a woman you never paid attention to kind of a hot-looking leading lady.
And a fun movie.
Worth watching?
Yeah,
really?
it didn't get enough press because for some reason the entire movie-going community just thought it was too complicated.
Okay.
But it's not. It's totally not. And to be fair, if you didn't get a chance to see it in the theater, you should get it on on demand or iTunes.
I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah,
The
a
Edge
lot
of
of
Tomorrow.
fun. A lot of fun.
It was really fun, and and incidentally, when you get to when you see Tom Cruise on a high def television, you realize just how short he really is.
He is
know?
tiny.
Right?
You know
It's like
what?
they're
Big
putting him
head,
on
small
wood block.
body.
Yes, big head, huge head, teeny little.
He
waif
is
like body.
ageless though. ageless.
He is, just like me. Thank you, everybody.
Speaking of ageless, we got to fix your mic between breaks here.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
your mic, Mike O'Mara.
Everything's gone wrong today. What? Okay. So we're going to stop tape?
Just stop tape. Let's fix it before it gets any worse.
All right. We'll be right. We'll be right back. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. Hope you heard that.
It's Tony and Gary.
Hey there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tony Perkins.
Hi, I'm Art Linkletter.
On this week's episode of our show, Gary is going to tell us about some of the most bizarre, dumb laws in the land.
You're going to love it.
Also, we're going to tell you why you never want to be on the cover of a supermarket tabloid.
You won't be there for long.
It's on the Tony Perkins Show. Subscribe on iTunes and listen on the brand new Tony Perkins Show app.
The Tony Perkins Show.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by ZipRecruiter.com. Business owners, do you know that summer is the best time to hire the best people? Think about it. With all your competitors on vacation, there's less competition for quality candidates, and a lot of people, especially coming out of colleges, looking for jobs.
Yes.
But if you want to find the best, you can't rely on one single job posting. When you're already short-staffed, you don't have time to deal with dozens of different job sites. Until now, another fantastic website for you, ZipRecruiter.com. You can post to over 100 job sites with one single click. That's going to save you time, and it's going to get you the best candidates. You will be instantly matched to the best candidate from over 4 million resumes. Just put one post in, and within 24 hours, sit back and watch your candidates appear in ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use interface. Clients are consistently amazed at the number of quality applicants that ZipRecruiter brings to them. ZipRecruiter has been used by over 400,000 businesses. Shouldn't you give it a try? You can try ZipRecruiter today, and it's free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS and get started. That's ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS. Don't wait. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/TMOS.
News.
How's that sound, boys? Checking
Great.
everything today.
Dead on, baby. Dead
Great.
on.
Very good. All right, everybody, let's get right to it. Here are the 4 types of drunk personalities and what percentage of people fall into each category.
How many are represented in the main studio today?
Well, I will tell you, I believe all of them.
Oh,
good. And I will also tell you that, it's a perfect category for a Monday. I'll just get right to the list.
All
Here
right.
we go. 1, 42% of us don't really change that much at all. Would there be anyone that Rob? I would say maybe you're happy and peppy and social and doing the gesture thing.
Peppy
even
is
when you're
giving me all the
drinking.
best of it, but I would say that's probably pretty close to me until I start slurring and then I die.
20% get a lot of courage and become louder and more outgoing. And men are more likely to become that way than women. So anybody in our group?
Oscar gets louder.
Yeah,
he gets louder, and then Oscar gets probably Oscar's outgoing in a social sense, but he gets that way too.
Ben,
But he
have you
also
ever seen
combines-
the clocks that have it's a cat and the tail goes back and forth and the eyes go back and forth with the pendulum?
Right.
That's how you know Oscar is drunk because he starts looking like that cat clock. Yeah, it's a tell.
15% become much nicer and more compassionate. And just to keep the stereotype going, women are more likely to fall into this category than men. And then the last one is 23% become argumentative and start fights.
Oh, that's great. I wonder who that is.
What's the percentage?
23%.
Oh, it seems high.
Believe it or not, women are twice as likely to have this drunk personality than men.
Wow.
Man.
Would it be fair to say that I am a combination of number 3, nicer and more compassionate, and 23% because I get a little pissy. I go through different phases.
There are, Mike, we've talked about it before, the gears. You hit the different gears.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
A 21-year-old man was found dead in Demi Moore's pool in Los Angeles Sunday morning. They don't say what category he was in.
That's way too soon. How
soon.
dare you? Pony, why you make that joke?
Terribly sorry. Her daughters, Scout and Tallulah, have been throwing a bunch of pool parties at her house this summer, but they weren't there either. So Demi was not there, and the daughters were not there. The person who house sits for her had at least 5 people over Saturday night. Then one of them called 911 around 5 o'clock Sunday morning after they found him. So I guess it's the house sitter that they found in the pool. Some reports say he had been floating on a raft and might have fallen asleep on it. TMZ says he didn't know how to swim and he might have just slipped and fallen in. Have we learned something here, Ben? I'm just kidding. Anyway, he also might have
no
been
more
drinking.
sleeping on the raft, Ben.
It's not clear. It's not clear how much. As of last night, police were still waiting on the toxicology report. So sorry to hear about that.
Bad way to go. Bad way to go.
Amy Schumer gets freaky with R2-D2 and C-3PO, not to mention a lightsaber in photos in the new issue of GQ. But those pictures were not sanctioned by the Star Wars people, and they're not happy about them. Oh, who gives a rat's ass? Come on, it's funny, right?
It is funny, but it shocked me that a big outfit like GQ would go forward without checking.
Big outfit.
Yeah,
Big
outfit.
Because that's just a massive conglomerate not to get trademark releases and get it
They
taken
sort of have
care
a
of.
reputation of being litigious.
Here's the tweet from the official Star Wars account. It reads, quote, Lucasfilm and Disney didn't approve, participate, or condone the inappropriate use of our characters in this manner. This is, I mean, you can't buy PR better than this for Amy Schumer.
You're right.
You cannot do this. There will not be a lawsuit, though. A rep for Lucasfilm says the pictures fall under the category of parody, so there's really nothing that they can do about it, people. So that's all there is to that. So
GQ, that's a big outfit. They knew that.
Quick, let's get an R2-D2 and a C-3PO.
How about Pony rubbing up against Chewbacca?
You got it.
You know,
Pony
I was
disappear.
I was thinking with recent events on the Mike O'Mara show behind the scenes that I might reprise some of the things we used to do on the show. Way back when, like punishments. But anyway. It's already been well established that Bill Cosby's gone to some pretty sleazy lengths to have sex with women. While this isn't the worst, we can certainly add it to the list. The New York Times has published more excerpts from the deposition Cos gave in 2005. And in one of them, he admits that he tried to get a woman in the sack by feigning interest in her dead father's losing battle with cancer.
Man.
It just keeps getting better for, yes, oh, I'm so sorry. That's really quite a tragedy. All I want to do is get you into the rackaroo. That's what I want there. An attorney asked Cosby, quote, did you ask her those questions because you wanted to have sexual contact with her? And Cosby said, yes.
Wow. America's dad.
The Times also says that during the deposition, Cosby, quote, presented himself as an unapologetic cavalier playboy, someone who used a combination of fame, apparent concern, and powerful sedatives in a calculated pursuit of young women. It just gets worse and worse. Will there ever be a paying of the piper? Although many might say that he's paid the piper already. With all this crap
he hasn't
being out
paid dick.
Yeah, but I mean, his reputation is gone. It's destroyed.
But he still goes on tour, Mike. The man's still
and
performing.
he's still getting paid.
And you know what? What will happen is that as this story loses its luster in the news, we're a short-sighted society. We're going to forget about it.
Yeah.
And it's got to stay in the forefront if we're ever going to get a resolution.
Well, the Times added that he, quote, comes across as alternately annoyed, mocking, occasionally charming, and sometimes boastful, often blithely describing sexual encounters in graphic detail. He's a broken guy. He's a messed up, sick guy. But that's my question. Do you think he will ever... will there ever be any justice with that, with the statute of limitations?
Judging the way, the way he has looked lately when I've seen him, I think he'll pass away before any resolution happens.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
We'll have to wait and see. A new study out of the University of Utah found that people who get married when they're 31
Hi, Ben.
have the lowest risk of divorce.
Hey. Start ring shopping.
I didn't even plan on this today. I just kind of threw it together. Basically, the odds of getting divorced are the highest if you get married in your early 20s. Hi, everybody. Then they go down about 11% every year after that and bottom out at age 31. Well, on this particular case, I can say, no, they don't. And let me see. But from age 32 on, your odds of getting divorced go up about 5% every year. Okay, so
wow.
I think
like
I was
a bell-shaped curve.
35. I think I was 35 when I went to number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And
Boy,
then,
Mike, you should really have more fiber.
Thank you. So it's pretty surprising. The researchers say that it's a new trend that just started over the past 2 decades. They also, they're not exactly sure why it happens. Their best guess is that people who wait to get married might just not be marriage material. Hi, Oscar.
Oh, hey.
Hey, could
How
be.
you doing?
Hey, you just got remarried like 4 years ago, right? 5 years
Yes,
ago?
I did. Yeah, no, I think
Closer to 6.
I think it's going to be my 6th
It's his
anniversary.
third marriage, though.
Oh, yeah, but if you add them up.
Hello, I'm here. I'm in the studio. Hello, I'm here while you're talking about me. Thank you. Jesus. Anyway, and now a little something.
Yes.
2 13-year-old girls were running a lemonade stand in Rancho Cucamonga, California on Wednesday when an 18-year-old guy named Santini Tate wandered up.
Ooh.
He said he didn't have any money, so the girls gave him some lemonade for free. Isn't that sweet?
That is nice. Good business.
Well, Santini thanked them by robbing them.
Oh, no.
I swear to God, he knocked over their lemonade stand, stole their cash. It had $30 inside. Not too bad for a lemonade stand. Luckily, the cops caught him about 10 minutes later and arrested him for strong-arm robbery. Yeah. He is also a suspect in a series of Girl Scout cookie thefts, bake sale holdup, and a high school car wash burglary. Thank you. Am I right, ladies? All right, take a break. Come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spielberg. And we're here with Ben O'Mara, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
Happily, he's got a girlfriend, so I'm terribly sorry.
That story just screwed
and that's
me.
still going well, right?
Yeah, and she's listening because I'm on the show today, so that one screwed me.
We'll be right back, everybody.
Cake and cookies.
Oh, it's so much more than cake and cookies. It's me, Rob Spiewak.
And me, Katie Von Herman.
We drink a lot.
Yeah.
But tune in this week and hear stories of the drunkest we ever got.
Yeah. I ate squirt cheese straight from a can.
I had flecks of gold in my beard. You'll hear all about it on the newest episode of Cake and Cookies.
It's the Rob and Katie Show. For more information, visit us at morebroadcasting.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Next Issue. It's amazing. You can get your free 30-day trial at nextissue.com. I'm reading about The Rock. What are you reading about, Oscar Santana?
Mike, you know I'm an Apple mark, and I'm reading Macworld. This month's Macworld shows you how to make your old Mac into a new Mac simply by using an external drive. Have you ever had the problem with just your Mac's just slow?
Yes.
Well, you could save that Mac with an external drive, and they tell you how in a step-by-step process.
That's awesome.
It's Next Issue, and it's the best way to get all of your magazine content. Go to nextissue.com/TMOS. You get instant and unlimited access to all the magazines you crave, plus enriched web content, bonus stuff like extra photos and videos. Next Issue satisfies any and every interest. Whether you're in sports, fashion, news, or tech, Next Issue has you covered with titles like Sports Illustrated, Cosmo, Time, Wired, Esquire, which I'm reading right now. And by the way, validating everything I ever said about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson,
Right.
ladies and
There you
gentlemen.
are, smart man.
He's a megastar. You can search the entire Next Issue catalog based on your interests. You will love it. Plans start at less than $10 a month, and one account can be shared by up to 5 devices, so it's great for families and, as Mrs. O'Mara says, no clutter.
Right.
Get your free 30-day trial at nextissue.com/TMOS right now.
Yep.
And read up, way up, on all your interests. Nextissue.com/TMOS. Without further ado, let's open up the audio vault for Monday, July 20, 2015. Rob Spiewak.
Mike, good things come to those who wait, and the Lord helps those who help themselves. And when you ask, the squeaky wheel will get the grease. And I want to say thank you.
You
to
almost
Kaz.
made it. You almost made it through that.
So close.
You almost did. It was.
So
it was
close.
almost. It was. You were like a nanosecond away from sounding professional.
Yep. Motto of my life. I want to send thanks to Kaz at the crab stand, Mike.
Hey folks, it's Kaz out here at the crab stand. Guess what today is? It's freaking Friday. Why am I freaking out? 2 reasons, folks. 2 reasons. I'm freaking out at the size of these crabs, and I'm freaking out from all the exposure we're getting from the Mike O'Mara Show. Folks, look, if you're looking for a good show to listen to, something entertaining, something fabulous, these guys are stand-up guys. Look, I laugh my butt off every day listening to these guys. Absolutely funny stuff. Look, go give them a like on Facebook. Go like them on YouTube. I don't care what you do. Just go like them. Tell them I sent you. The Mike O'Mara Show, folks. It's it. It's the one. If you're listening to anything else, you're listening to junk. Check these fellas out. All right, let's get down to business. Look, folks, I'm cutting deals here today. We're passing the savings on to you. You want full bushel baskets? Boom, price drop. All right, look, $2.15 a bushel. Small, medium, large mix number ones. Folks, it's on. It's great. Half bushels, we'll do $1.10. How's that sound? Get out here to the crab stand. Look, the Mike O'Mara Show. Here's what I'm doing today. Not a double woo. 4 woos! Woo! 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 Mike O'Mara, we love you!
Thank you, Kaz.
It's the little things that matter in life. It's
so
the little
great.
thing. Where is his crab stand? Is that down on the way to Ocean City
It
or
is
something
not.
like that?
It's north of Baltimore, and you can just search the crab stand on Facebook, and you'll find your way there.
is awesome.
But Mike, if you
Funny
ever
as
need,
hell.
just a shot in the arm, you want to boost yourself up, I can play you this.
Woo! 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 Mike O'Mara, we love you!
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, he heard it, and we asked for it, didn't we?
We
Yeah,
did.
We asked for it
You
last
requested
week.
it on Friday, and you
That's
got what you
awesome.
asked for.
Good
Mike,
stuff.
Donald Trump says John McCain is not a war hero.
He's not a war hero.
He's a war hero.
He's a war hero.
5.5 years.
He's
in
a
the
war hero
PSW
because he
camp.
was captured. I like people that weren't captured, okay? I hate to tell you.
Do you
He's a
agree
war
with
hero.
that?
He's a war hero because he was captured, okay? You can have, and I believe perhaps he's a war hero, but right now he said some very bad things about a lot of people.
Perhaps he's a war hero, Mike.
Well, no. Here's the tell. This is, and look, it doesn't. This does not require any brain power to figure it out, as the way he does it. But he's so in the news now, and he's so on a daily basis. You see Trump. Trump's strategy is you come in with the absolute horrifying statement. And by the way, anybody that knows anything about the history of a true American hero, John McCain,
of course,
no one questioned that. And I did not vote for John McCain, but I've never had anything but admiration for his service. The fact is, Donald Trump swoops in with the horrible thing to say, and then he qualifies it by a diminishing term.
Right, he backs off
So he'll say
immediately.
he is not a war hero. I don't like people that were captured. Perhaps he is a hero, so he can cover his ass. Well, that's going to bite him in the ass. And this is the first time hearing him today on the Today Show on the phone is the first time I've heard him this much on his heels.
Yeah.
He was so on his heels defend. He knows that he stepped on it, and he can't. He has no exit strategy because he's such a bloviator, and the whole delusional self-esteem thing does not allow him to show any kind of weakness in his own mind,
not in his game plan.
So it's pretty interesting to watch this theater, but I'll be ready for him to pop off the national stage. That douchebag.
I'm glad you
I swear to
mentioned the
God.
Today Show, because here he is yelling at Matt Lauer, and as we said before,
Listen to his tone.
He's
Listen to
the
his tone
only
here.
guy that does interviews on the phone on TV.
Excuse me, Matt, because you're the media and you do the same thing. The next sentence was, he is a war hero. I said that, but they never want to play it. And
By the way, the next sentence was, perhaps he is a war hero.
Perhaps he is a war
you
hero,
don't
which
want to
is
play it.
Why would you say the first
Excuse
thing?
me.
Why would you
started
say
it
the
off-
first
hey, Matt,
part?
Savannah started it off by saying, I said that he wasn't a war hero. I didn't say that. And if you would have let it run just another 3 seconds, you would have said that I said very clearly he is a war hero. I have absolutely no problem with that.
Anyway, so there he is.
He's a 9-year-old running for
a-hole.
president.
He is.
And let me ask you this, Oscar. I will ask you:
Yes.
do you see this as? Will this eviscerate his brand ultimately? Once this is over, there can't look. He will still be a household word.
Sure.
But the fact is, I think this is irreparable damage that he's done by this presidential
I think
run.
eventually you will see him. He'll have to fade into the shadows simply for business reasons. That's
Right.
just the reality. And then,
and he's lived. That's been the opposite of his business strategy throughout his career.
and his kids will come to the forefront with a different message.
Yeah.
I believe
Do you
that.
think he'll be able to spin it that way?
I think it'll have to be that way because there's so many people that won't want to do business with him if he continues down this road. It doesn't matter how much money you're making at a certain point if you're getting that public and political backlash. And by the way, the people that he does business with, the majority of people, they're not just international. They're a very powerful people in this country that have not just business or just financial stakes in this new election, but they have other candidates they're backing, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's not like he's the only game in town.
No.
And if you want to know, Mike, the polar opposite, I think we can close with this actually. A classy guy. Here is John McCain responding to Trump and what he said.
But in the case of many of our veterans,
when Mr. Trump said that he prefers to be with people who are not captured. Well, the great honor of my life was to serve in the company of heroes. I'm not a hero, but those who were my senior ranking officers, people like Colonel Bud Day, Congressional Medal of Honor winner, and those that inspired us to do things that we otherwise wouldn't have been capable of doing. Those are the people that I think he owes an apology to.
And there you have it.
That's the difference between the two dudes.
Yeah.
There you go. And glad you played that.
All right,
Absolutely.
that's your Magic Audio Vault, Mike. Have a great
That's it.
Monday, everybody.
Another Mike O'Mara show has come and gone. Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
That was fun. Any final words for Ben, boys?
Can't wait to hear
before
the
he-
announcements.
Yeah,
Save the dates.
Yeah, give my best to your pop and ring shopping.
will.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get you a deal.
I'm sure I'm going to be hearing from both Pop and Girlfriend the things I said today. So.
Be sure and join us again for more fun and more thrills at MikeO'MaraShow.com. If you want to correspond with us, TMOS, Box 2796, Leesburg, Virginia, 20177 to get your message or birthday request into the Wednesday mailbag. Email Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. And remember, we rely on your word of mouth to sell our audiobook. It is on sale right now at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Is there anywhere else we can get it, guys?
Soon on iTunes.
Stay tuned.
Soon on iTunes.
Soon.
Fantastic. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara inviting you to join us again for another episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Wait, don't go. I need to tell you that MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon is perfect for all your online shopping needs. Shop the best way. Shop Amazon. And please go through our website, always open at MikeO'MaraShow.com/Amazon.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.